So this really surprised me, but when I did a recent 14-day strength challenge, the number one running goal that people who participated in the challenge said they had, and it wasn't to get faster, it wasn't to go further. And the number one running related goal they had was to just run long into life. So here are a few ways to make that happen. I've got four thoughts in regards to this. And number four is easy running. I was telling a client of mine about this recently, where I think most people have the stigma that running should be hard, so they make it hard, when in fact, it should be quite easy. When I go out for a run, I'm typically running as slow as I possibly can. With truly easy runs, you're going to recover better, you're going to feel better during the run. I think you're typically going to enjoy it more. You're going to feel better after the run. You can run more frequently, more consistently, all good stuff. And maybe most importantly, when it comes to longevity in your running, is when you run easy, you are just not stressing the body as much. You're still stressing the body, which means you're still causing it to grow, but not overloading it. Number three is being willing to not run. Again, something I was telling one of the strength challenge people actually is that I'm really good at not running when it's appropriate. She asked me if I'd ever dealt with an injury that took me out of commission for a long time. And I thought about it and I didn't really think so. Hi, Jasper. And that's because I'm really good at not running when something's not feeling quite right. When I was training for Boston, I bet I have a bunch of orange hair on my shirt now. When I was training for Boston, I had a calf niggle pop up. I dialed it back immediately. I am so quick with myself and my clients to put a full stop on training, to dial it back for 3 days proactively rather than to reactively have to dial it back for 3 weeks, because it always sucks to be that runner who wishes they would have rested a little better. And I tell my clients that with them, I'm really quick to tell you to rest, to dial it back, because if you get hurt, I'm kind of out of a job. This also reminds me of a story about a runner that went to East Africa to train with the best runners in the world for a while. And one thing that was mentioned in the article was that these amazing runners were really good, were really quick to do this, to dial it back, to modify training when appropriate, when something's not feeling quite right. Okay, so we have easy running, we have being willing to proactively modify training when something's not feeling quite right. And then the next one, number two, is something that I've really dived into more recently. Maybe it's because I have a 3-year-old now, but it's that running isn't just physical training. It's not just racing, but running is self-care. Most of the runners I work with, they're not trying to win the races. They're not trying to podium. These are nice things. Running might be the only quiet time they have, the only outdoor time they have, the only time they see the sunlight during the day, no kid time, social time. That is self-care. It's important. And that's the big benefit. And that's the reason I think many people are lifelong runners, is because they recognize that it's not just competitive, but it's mental health. I went out and I ran a single mile this morning. It's not going to benefit my marathon time, but it benefits my day. And you might not like this last one, but strength work is supremely important. And it's not just to run into later life, but I told a client of mine in Turkey this morning, we were talking about strength training, and she agreed with me in that strength work may be more important just for overall general health into older age than running. And it's about that daily movement, daily ability to function well, to chase the grandkids, to shovel, to not tweak your back the first time it snows outside in the winter when you go to shovel. Those are the main reasons I honestly have my runners do strength training, but it's also to not get hurt, so you can run more consistently, more frequently. And part of the strength training my clients do is like lower leg, foot, and ankle balance work. So if you want some guidance and some accountability on this, check out the next video here that talks about how my coaching works. And yeah, I even tell you how much it costs.